After I graduated high school, I entered a an EMT class, an emergency medical technician class. And I knew I couldn't be an EMT, but like I said, I wanted to be a doctor. I absolutely love the human body. I find it fascinating. And I knew the instructor because he had worked on me at a horse show. Um, I had taken classes there at that college previously. It's a nice little community college we had. And I had taken English classes there, and I had seizures in those classes. But this was a class that I could take that it was a class of interest to me. And I was so excited about it. So we talked to the instructor, we talked to the disabilities coordinator, you know, giving them all the information, making sure they were comfortable with me taking the class, kind of giving them every out if there need be to say, you know what, it's just not going to work. But they said, I may not be able to do everything. In the clinical part of it, I may not be able to get certified, but come learn, come take this class. I'm just like, and I was so excited about it. I ended up having a tonic-clonic seizure in that class. And afterwards, I was asked to, I received an email from the disabilities coordinator saying that the school had found my seizure to be too disruptive to the class, the learning of the class, and that in this instance, the school can ask the student to leave. So that's when I learned of the discrimination with epilepsy. So instead of taking it as a great learning opportunity, I mean, I gotta say, Michelle, I was a great victim for the class. I mean, so it was a great learning opportunity for the students. It really was. And unfortunately, it wasn't taken as that. It was, for me, I became, instead of a victim of, for a learning opportunity, became a victim of discrimination. And that was also another wake-up call of just the stigma of epilepsy. We've tried to kind of push my limits to see how far much independence I can get. And, to do that, you got to kind of push to see, and you may get some setbacks along the way. But I did apply for some virtual jobs, and let me back up. So I did continue with my education through online school, and I got certified as a medical transcriptionist. And with that, we looked for some virtual jobs, and I found a great company called iScribes, and I was with them for about 4 years. And they were great. They really helped me set up for success. It was great because I could work I had my own flexible schedule. I had 24 hours to turn in my reports, and it didn't matter when they were turned in, as long as they were turned in within those 24 hours. So I could, work at night if maybe I had struggled during the day. But that was great. And if I was struggling, I could maybe have someone else help me. But I can't say enough about that company. But eventually it became noticeable that I could not balance work, my health, just my horse, my dog. I couldn't balance my entire life with, and I was starting to, it wasn't realistic, being in the workplace for me at that time, which is okay. So, I said, you know what, we'll just take a break from this. We'll regroup, and I went to school for medical billing and coding. Michelle, I cannot do medical billing and coding in ICD-10 for the life of me. That was just not going to happen. But so we just said, you know what do you want to do? And I said, you know, I want to advocate for people with epilepsy. So we tried to make that my job. We tried to create a job for me. And so I started fundraising. And that's kind of how all this Matters work kind of came to be is, what do you want to do? So again, I'm continuing with my education. I took a grant writing course. And so I'm finding my way. I just applied for my first grant, and I'm actually gonna hear whether I receive that or not later this week. So you kind of take two steps forward, take a step back, step forward, take a step back, and you figure out where your limits are, how much you can push your independence. I'm not ready for the workplace yet. I'm not reliable. I can't go for an 8 to 5 job. It's just not in the cards right now. That's not to say that it may be in the cards at a later date. So I'm finding my own job right now, and we're making it work. That's where horseback riding comes into play. That's the horseback riding, that's the service dog, that's where the animals come in. I'm all about the animals. I think they are amazing. I don't know where I would be without them. You know, my good days are defined as I got to the farm. My great days are defined as I got on my horse, and my bad days are defined as I wasn't able to get to the farm. For me, it's all about the farm, the horse, the animals, and they play that much of a role in my life. My world literally revolves around that. I can be having a bad seizure day, and my mom will take me to the farm just to smell the gross smell of horse manure. But it's that horse manure smell that I love, just to breathe in my horse's neck, to give her some treats. Maybe I'm too laid out that I can't make it to the farm, but I have my four-legged friend right next to me. He's there with his wet nose. He knows I'm struggling. He's got my back. It's those animals that make my world.